Hey there, it's Tom Corsinals, and right now I want to talk to you about doing market research for your books. And this video is just for market research for non-fiction books. So here's how I do my market research. I do it really fast, really simple. You can do it all on Amazon.com. You don't need to use Google or some software or anything like that. It's really, really simple to do market research if you understand how Amazon works and what you're looking at. So here I am. I'm on the bestsellers list again. I'm looking right now at animal care and pets. It's under crafts, hobbies, and home. So I just chose this category at random. You can choose any category you want, whatever you're interested in, or whatever you would love to write about. I recommend going to that category, that genre, that niche, and then looking at some books that are selling really well in that niche. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click all of these books that are the top selling books that kind of look interesting. So Smoky Mountain Tracks, Animals Make Us Human. So I'm just going to go through and just click these books and just kind of look at how well they're selling, what they're about, and get a feel for the market. So I don't really know anything at all about puppy training or dog training. I think I've read one book on it my whole life, which is actually a really fascinating book. But anyways, I'm just going to click these top 20 books and kind of look at them and see what this market's all about and how this market's working right now. So this first book, here's some things that I look at to see how the market's going and how I could find a market that's easy to compete in and make a lot of money in really quickly. So this book right here, you can see it's got 100 plus reviews. It's selling, it's 360 pages, and it's selling for $5 on Kindle, which is pretty cheap for a book that's 400 pages long. So this is quite a big book. Most of my books are quite a bit shorter than that. But whatever your niche is, it could be longer, shorter, whatever. So then here is the bestsellers rank. So it's number 231 in paid Kindle store. So this book is probably selling several hundred or 1,000 copies a day, somewhere in that range. It's selling a lot of books. So the author is making a lot of money from this book. And it looks to me, what is this book about? How can we give animals the best life for them? What does an animal need to be happy? So anyways, this book, well, I don't want to take up all your time in this video trying to figure out what these books are exactly about if I can't get a feel for it right away. So let's just skip this one for now. But just understand that market research is something that's going to take some time. You have to read the books in your niche and understand a lot more about them. I'm just going over a brief overview of how I would do it. So I would look at all these books and get a feel for how many pages they are, what's the price range. How well are they selling? This one's $7.07 in the Kindle store, so it's selling hundreds of copies a day. What is the book about? I'm going to read their descriptions, the editorial reviews, and the book descriptions especially. Get a feel for what the book is about. If I want more information about the book, I'll click the book and do the look inside feature, and I'll start reading this book, the first beginning of the book, and just get a feel for, again, what the book is about. And then if you want even more information, what you can do is look at the reviews. This is a great source of information about your market. A lot of people don't understand, but reviews are a powerful, powerful source of information because this is your customers, your target customers in this niche telling you what they like about the book and what they don't like about the book. So this can be invaluable information when you're planning to go into a market, or maybe you're already in a market but just want to write better material that's more helpful to your customers, to your readers. So I would read the reviews, especially from people like this who are a Vine Voice or a top 1,000 reviewer, because these are really professional reviewers. You know that they're not paid for. These aren't reviews that were just, oftentimes friends of the author or something like that. These are usually impartial reviews, and usually, if there's something wrong with the book or something that the reviewer doesn't like, they're going to let you know if they're a Vine Voice or top 1,000 reviewer. But anyways, just look at the reviews and see what readers like and what they don't like, and write down a list. Okay, here is what readers like in this dog niche or this pet niche. They really like books that are to the point and fun and entertaining, and they don't like books that have used big words and are long-winded. Write down the pros and cons that readers are saying are good and bad things about books in your niche, and then when you're writing your book, try to incorporate as many of those good things as possible and try to minimize any of those negative aspects that readers don't like. Now, I'm not saying you should cater entirely to reviewers or to readers and give them exactly what they want and not have your own voice as an author. I don't think that's right at all. But do as much as you can to make a book that you're happy with, that you're proud of, as well as something that's going to make your readers happy. that's really the perfect medium there where you're going to make a lot of money, you're going to be proud of your work, and readers are going to love your work as well. So again, just keep looking at all the books in your niche and get a feel for the page count, the pricing, what the books are about, and see if you can find something that's really unique. If you can find a book that's just in a category and that's just totally unique, not like any other book in that niche, and maybe there aren't even any other books like it, it's the only one, it's totally unique, it's a little bit different. If you can find a book like that and write a book similar to that, see, that's going to be a really good way to make sales fast. So for instance, if you notice that in this dog category that all these people are writing books about dog training, but no one's writing books about how to take care of really big puppies or really big dogs. Well, but you see one book in that niche that is about how to care for big dogs, and that book is selling really well, and there's nothing else like it. Well, if you write a book about how to care for big dogs and you incorporate the information from the reviews like we talked about, and you make the book really helpful and as thorough and complete as possible, then you have a really good chance of selling as well or better than that other book and really dominating that category because there's not much competition. So if you can find a book like that where there's not much competition, it's in a category that's selling a lot, then that's just perfect. So that's what I look for, some basic things I look for when I'm doing market research for nonfiction books. If you have any questions about it, just ask a question here and I'll see if I can give you more information about doing market research. But that's really what there is to it. It takes some time and investment of looking at all the different books in your niche and seeing if you can come up with something that's a little bit unique, a little bit different than everything else out there, or a little bit more complete or more helpful than everything else that's out there. You'll notice that a lot of these books right now in this dog training niche, they're all like 300 plus pages. And if I were going to come into this niche, what I would do is I would write a book that's a lot shorter because I can't stand, this one is only 12 pages long, so that's unique. But I can't stand personally reading a 400-page book. Even if it's full of good information, it's just too much, it's just too long. And I often find a lot of times authors just write way too much information, way more than you need. And if you could write a book, if everything else on the bestsellers list is 300 or 400 pages, if you can write a book that's 100 pages or 60 or 80 pages that gives the same amount of information but without all the long-winded explanations and that kind of stuff, then I think you can do really, really well. And that's one of the things that really worked well for me in my initial books about Kindle publishing, Kindle marketing, is that I kept them short and succinct and to the point, but I kept them jam-packed with the great information that helps readers. And if you can do the same thing, you're going to be really successful on Kindle. Okay, so the next video will be about market research for you fiction writers.